Hey, what's going on, guys? Mcskillet here with another CSGO video, and today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 most duplicated skins for CSGO. Even though the duplication exploit does not exist anymore, it still greatly affected the CSGO economy. But before this video starts, the AK Empress Stattrak factory new from my last video, I'm going to give it away on Gleam, link in the top description, and then on YouTube, I'm going to run a giveaway for 2 Huntsman Tiger Tooth knives. Enter that, just like the video, comment your trade URL, and make sure you're subscribed. Alright, so starting off on this list, we have the Stattrak AK47 Fire Serpent minimal wear with a .07521 float, and obviously that's not the whole float, but that's the gist of it. Anyway, there's actually 40 of this exact AK that has been duped, and pretty much all of them have at least the Headhunter foil and the Titan holo on it, because of course those two were applied to the original one, which then was ended up getting duped 40 times, which is pretty ridiculous. For this video, I'm just going to be including single skins that have been duped that many times. So this is number 5 on the list, and we're already at 40 times on one skin. So someone obviously made an insane amount of money who was actually abusing this exploit. Pretty ridiculous right there, because this skin would sell for thousands of dollars, especially back then. And then at number 4, we've got the Stattrak M4 for HAL with the .0091 float. This is actually a super good float that was duplicated, and this actually had a pretty huge effect on the HAL market, because before, I believe if you actually check it, there's like less than 10 actual .00 float M4 for HALs that are Stattrak that aren't duped, but this one was duped 43 times. It also has got some nice stickers on it, like the Howling Dawn, and then 2 Katowice 2014 holos on it. I've actually owned this one myself before, and I can tell you that these definitely do sell for less, because people do pay less for duplicated skins, especially on a Stattrak M4A4 HAL. Like a good float Stattrak M4A4 HAL that isn't duplicated will sell for much more than one that is duplicated, because of course there's 43 of them. Most of them got these like same sticker combinations, and people just prefer to have a more unique non-duplicated skin. So if you ever end up trading any of these high tier items, I would recommend you check whether it's duped or not, which you can check on csgo.exchange. That's the website. I'm using to pull it up and stuff, by the way. And now for the next skin at number 3, the Karambit Sapphire. Now actually, for a lot of these skins like the Stattrak M4 for HAL and the Karambit Sapphire, there's actually multiple individual ones that have been duped a bunch of times. So in overall, the skins have just been duped massive amounts. But there's one specific Karambit Sapphire. This one has actually got a very similar float to that Stattrak M4 for HAL, a .009 float. There's 44 of them duped. It's actually got a nice corner and a really clean float. So of course that definitely has affected the value of Karambit Sapphires, because just that Karambit Sapphire alone duped 44 times. And one thing I do want to mention when it comes to checking duped items is CSGO.exchange might actually show an item twice, even if it's not duplicated, and that's just because the other person's inventory hasn't been loaded lately. So you could actually try loading all the inventories to make sure that there are actual duplicates and that they do still have them in their current inventory. So make sure you definitely check out for that. But if a skin is showing up like 40 times, then yeah, it's obviously duplicated. So at number 2, we've got the M9 Sapphire factory new. And this knife has been duped a whopping 50 times, just this .028 float one. So there's 50 of this exact same one. And yeah, that just shows how crazy the duping actually got. I mean, there's a bunch of people involved. There's people who are like bulk buying it, then redistributing them. So obviously there's a lot of money made, but there's definitely a lot of people who lost out, because obviously their items lost value because of all these new skins that ended up getting into the market. So that actually might make the emeralds kind of stay at a much higher price than like sapphires and rubies for a while, because emeralds were never duplicated, unlike these sapphires and some rubies that were duplicated in the masses. Now coming in at the number 1 spot, the winner of the most duplicated skins by quite a landslide actually, is the Dragon Lore factory new with a .0149 float, and that has actually been duplicated 78 times. So that's 28 more than the number 2 most duplicated item. Although I think the real second most duplicated item is actually another factory new Dragon Lore, but I didn't want to repeat skins for the video because obviously that'd be kind of boring. But I was just going off one individual skin for each item basically. And yeah, the Dragon Lore has been duplicated so much. This is one of many examples, but I believe this one is the most duplicated of all of them. So yeah, there's I mean, the Off Dragon Lore Factory New isn't even that rare. The field tested one's also been duplicated pretty good amount, but I couldn't really seem to track down any particular one that was super duped. And yeah, so yeah, that Factory Dragon Lore, I think it's the most duplicated item. I'm not 100% sure. I think this video does get a pretty good grasp of it. Some honorable mentions that I think could potentially be in this video are the Glock Fade and the Dragon Lore Field Tested. It was kind of hard to actually look through all the items. I tried to go through all the ones that I knew of. I consulted Raffle and Chili, who are two pretty big traders, see what they thought. So came up with this list here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Try to make it the best I could. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Hope you guys, I just said that. But yeah, I'm Mcskillet, and I'm out.